record. Yes, so this was the assignment. Um, please just encourage everyone to um, take assignments seriously. I mean, that's how one knows you are following and participating in the classes. And yeah, so the responses haven't really been encouraging assignments. And one of the things that would encourage is our commitment. So let's try to be more committed to assignments. If commitment drops, the morals will drop, and we may need to take measures to motivate each other. Okay. And participation, just to remind, as always, that this is an interactive class, so feel free to communicate. Okay, so we'll just start with the assignments. From here, practice 2, we had this data shared. This is a sales dashboard, a sales data rather, where we have the region, the country, colon, the item, sales channel, order priority, order dates, order ID, ship dates, unit sold, unit price, and unit costs. Okay, so here was the task to find total revenue, total cost, and total profits. Right. Um, so one of the things about practicing with sales data is that it is, yeah, you mostly get robust information, number one. Number two, it is very relatable because we buy and sell, or we do a whole lot of buying most times, maybe sell things, so you can easily relate with it. So we go to the supermarket and all. As a matter of fact, I was at the supermarket, one of the supermarkets in Port Harcourt Market Square yesterday, and the crowd, there was a whole lot of crowd, like from the parking lots. Um, there was a lot of crowd. I got inside, of course, you had there was a queue and all. And I found that really interesting. Now, I thought of last week, earlier last week, I had gone to the same place within the week, and it was empty, literally. There was a lot of parking space. There was a lot of, I mean, I could easily pay for my items. So I just found it interesting because what came to mind? Okay, this is the end of the month. Most people had received their salaries, so uh, you're sure to have more people out there. Number two, it was weekend, and also people are more available to shop. And more sales, different products. They have the pastry section and all that and all that. So that's robust information, robust data, and pretty interesting, pretty relatable. Okay. Um, so that's one thing. Data, if you remember the first class we talked about being having an analytical mindset. Sorry, is someone saying something?
Use the laptop, maybe. Yeah, they follow. Or you go the record. No, recording. No.
Okay. So remember, we must have the analytical mindset and be critical thinkers, think outside the box and all that and all that. So in data analytics, right? It's not just when data analytics, you're not just talking about coming and doing some if, count if, some functions and some analytics randomly, right? Data analytics is more effective and more productive when you have the domain knowledge. By domain knowledge, I mean the business domain knowledge. When you understand the business, you are able to get more insights. So as a data analyst or someone that works with data, you need to understand the concept of whatever you are analyzing. For example, if you're working an e-commerce company, oh, you need to understand the operations. How do these people run? What's their customer base like? What do they buy? How do they sell? Their methodology. Or you're working in a logistics company, oh, you need to understand the KPIs. You need to understand the SLAs, service level agreements. You need to understand, oh, okay, item sizes, the cost, just the whole um, operating procedure of the company. When you understand how they run and operate, you you are able to better analyze the data insightly, not blindly. Oh, you could easily, as a data analyst, as a matter of fact, if you have the skills, you could easily come and do VLOOKUP or get the concept. You just look at the data and all and do something, make out some information. However, it's more productive and you get more creative. You think better when you understand the business, right? That's why when you see a data set like this, the very first thing you want to do is to understand the data. I mentioned, I look at this data. Once I see a data set, the first thing I do, I go through it and I go row by row, or rather column by column, to understand what it is trying to point out. If there is no write-up or information beside it, that's what I would do. Okay, like I mentioned in the last class, we'll be working for some time with this data to get um yeah, to make sense out of it and to get more insights into our learning paths. So in the aspect of domain knowledge, oh, you need to understand what total revenue is, total cost, total profit. Okay, like this sales. Revenue is money generated from sales, right? Um, Total costs is basically the total cost of the items to be sold, and total profit. If you remember elementary, is it business studies or maths? Buying and selling and profit and loss, exactly. Then we'll compute total cost, or rather cost price, sales price, total profit, that kind of thing. So here we go. So looking at this data, we have units sold, we have unit prices, unit price, and then we have unit costs. How do we compute total revenue? And anyone help? Interactive mode activated. Yes, James Okoye. Let's have it.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Total revenue is units sold by unit price. Wait, sorry.
Unit
Total
sold.
revenue is units sold by unit price. Yes.
So I should type
You have to
unit
you have to
sold. Sorry,
multiply
what do I do? Sorry, help me out. Unit sold by. Okay, how do I enter
unit
this?
price.
How do I enter this? Like the computation.
Okay. Okay. We we go to column
So
I.
basically equal to.
Yes,
Sorry,
equal
today
to
I consciously do not want to dwell on the examples.
sorry.
Yeah, so
Equal to
unit sold
column, yes, column I
times. So basically column I through cell I2, right?
Yes.
Column I row
Y-
2
Yes.
multiplied by
By
unit price.
yes, unit price.
Okay,
Column J.
enter.
So
So there we have
okay,
our
enter.
value.
Yes.
So thank you so much, James. So we have total costs. What is total costs? Anybody? See how James
Should I
just answer.
should
Okay,
I
James.
continue?
Yeah, continue.
Okay,
You're
total cost is
up for
unit
split.
sold by unit cost.
Unit sold by unit costs. I hit enter. Okay. And then total profit is
Total revenue minus total cost.
total revenue minus total costs. Awesome. So, yes. So we'll do some basic formatting here. I highlight these three and I want them in, if I want a comma with them. In our home tab on the top of our screen, we can see this pane, this section called numbers. So here we can do some formatting. If we want it in dollars, we want to put the dollar sign. That could work. Or if you put a drop down, you have different currencies. You could also have more accounting options where you could find the Naira if we want to work with Naira. I am almost sure this is not in Naira. Uh, okay. Yes, so there are different formats of Naira too. I usually have a mix up on the one to go for. I think mostly Hausa. Anyways, I think I am pretty much interested in just having them separated by commas here. So I could click on the comma icon here and just separate it by comma. This makes a lot of sense. More sense. So remember, you want to drop it down. I could do this and it applies to all. Or so a new tip, if you want to draw them all down, you could highlight the three of them and come to the corner and double tap. And then it goes down and applies to all of them. So if you go to the last column, you see it applies to all the rows. Okay. Thank you, Okoy. So this was basically the assignment. As simple as this. So I expected everyone to have done it. So any questions so far? No questions. Okay. Nice. So today we are going to be looking at some, see on functions, we're going to be looking at what we call logical functions. So functions, logical functions, um, yes. So we have if, the if function, we have count if, sum if, we have ifs, we have, oh, and we have or. Okay, I think I should do some expo so that we don't miss out. Oh, if error, if NA, okay, nice. Not all. Yeah. So if NA, if error, okay, so let's just touch these ones for today. Now, logical functions. By logical functions, how do I, of course, functions that have to do with logic, like reasoning. Oh, if this is this, what is, okay. Let me just use the map or the explanations, right? So if checks whether a condition is met and returns one value if true and another if false. Okay, so let us do a practice. Um, so I'm going to put a value here, 100, right? So let us check if this value is true. Well, in fact, let us work with this data. So we'll just be working with this data now, this data set, so it's more practical. Or okay, let me just use the example and then we'll work out in the data. So here we want to try out something. If this colon is 100, put yes, else put no. So it's going to be equal to if. So remember our mapping here, the guide. If the first thing is the logical test. So the logical test is going to be if I select 100. So if this colon rather is equal to 100, value if true, I put a comma. The next is value if true. Value if true, I put a double quote and I put yes, else value if false, else no. So just to mention, whenever you have to do with texts in a formula, you have to put them inside double quotes. A formula of function, you have to put them inside double quotes. So here's our logic. If this colon here, colon I4, is equal to 100, put yes, else no. I hit the enter, you see? Yes. If I change this to 45, it's going to change to no because it's not 100. Okay? So that is for if. Um, Let us try using a text now. Um, what text should I use? Home. Oh, sorry, are you saying something?
Nothing.
Okay, so let me use happy. So called if this colon is equal to, since it's a text, I'm going to put it in double quotes, sad. What's the value if it's true? Put, can I literally put anything? No. comma, else yes. So we put a function if this row is equal to sad. Uh, well, I have children in the class. They did not pay for registration. I'll follow up with their parents. Okay, so if this is equal to sad, yes, else no. Okay, please for 1 second, I have to pause the recording. Okay, so that is that for if. Let us take an example of if, the if function. No, if function. What color code do I give it? So if function. Um, so if let us try function. So if the item type is cereal, let us put 1 else 0. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much. And there are nested ifs, so we're going to look into that in the application. But so equal to, I don't know, is my screen visible? Let's zoom in a bit. So what we want to do, the item type, if it is cereal, we, for this colon, to the cereal, we put a 1, else we put a 0. This is a question. Someone, anyways, if you have a question, just raise up your hand at any point. There is a hand raising icon that you can always use, and sometimes I can respond. Yeah. So equal to if a logical test, if this colon C2, if this is equal to cereal, then when you're writing the name, ensure you're getting it exactly as it is in the colon, else you'll probably get errors. So if C2 is equal to cereal, value if true, value if true, 1. When you're writing numbers, you don't need to put them in double quotes. Yeah. 1, value if false, 0. Close, and I hit enter. So I finish and I double click. So we have zeros and we have ones. All right. So for every serial, if I add a filter, so we're going to learn some things on the go, but I am taking note of everything we're learning on the go. So it's likely going to come out in assessments. So please take note of everything. So I have talked on the go about putting text in double quotes in formulas. So now there is something, if you want to filter a data set, you can click on the data at any point, go to, which column again? Go to data right here, and you see under sort and filter, a funnel icon called filter. If you click on it, you would see like drop downs on each column. and you can select values from any column you want. There's also a shortcut for it, Control Shift L. Let me put an on-screen keyboard so you can see. So there's a shortcut for it, Control Shift and L over L. Yeah, so that gives you the filter. I'm sure it's going to be hard to do. Okay, Control Shift L. Yeah. So that takes off and brings back your filters. Anyways, so if I put a filter on this for the if, and I on filter 0, just leave only the 1 to see, we find out that it gives us only the columns with serials because we set a condition here, if serial. So let me put an if serial here. Okay. Sorry, did we get that? Any confusion so far? Is that understood? Yeah. Should I take the silence as it's understood? Okay, a hand is up. Yes,
Okay,
please.
sir. Sir, I wanted to ask, what was really the purpose of filter?
Okay, nice. Good question. So filter could help you maybe streamline your search or your queries. Maybe you want to, like here, I wanted to see just serials. Even though I went from here, I could put a filter and I just want to select only. So basically for selection of only needed items you need. If you don't need it, I mean, so here maybe I'm interested in just the region of Asia. Asia, I put a filter and I unselect everything, select only Asia, and it gives me information for just Asia, the Asia region, right? If I want for Asia and Australia and Oceania only, I just select those two. So in the end, it is used to select, like as the name implies, filter out or filter in relevant or irrelevant information. Okay. Or if I want to see sales done only online, I can unfilter the offlines and leave only the online sales data. I hope that helps. Yeah. Okay, great. Any other questions before we go on?
Hello.
Oh, yes,
Hello.
please. Yes, yes, yes.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Mima.
Okay, so I did not start with the class. I understand the process of if function, but
Okay,
I'm trying to get where the Siri come from. That's what I just want to know.
the serial.
Yes, please.
Okay, so the if function we did here, the example we did here,
Mm.
was basically to tell if this colon, if the item type in this colon was cereal, is cereal, then put a 1,
Okay.
else put a 0. So that's this formula. If C2,
Mm.
this is C2, is equal to cereal, comma, put 1, else 0. So basically what it does is that it puts ones for every cereal. Like we see in this column here, there's a cereal here, right? So it puts 1 for it. There's a serial here. It puts one for it, right? And everyone that is not
Thank
a
you.
serial, it puts it as zero.
Thank you. I think that's clear.
All right, great. Okay, more questions or do we move on? Okay, we move on. So next on our list is hmm, okay, count if rather. It would be nice to practice this. You know, you have this data set, so it would be nice to practice while one is talking, get hands on so that you can also grasp yourself. Okay. Okay, so count if. Let us see the so count count if counts the number of cells within a range that meets the given condition. Number of cells within a range that gives the given condition. Okay, so we're going to try that out now. And by the way, I just add it also counts ifs and some ifs. They may not be in everybody's system. We'll look into that. So count if, count if, count if. Nice. So I'm going to have good, bad, and maybe I just drag this down. Good, bad. Maybe make some of this good, and maybe add another bad. Yeah. So count if. So basically, what count if does is it counts based on a certain criteria in a selected range. Okay. So we have. I said I was going to show you who cell referencing. Uh, if we get stuck in this session, I will just jump into it. Else, I'll just keep it for next session, next class on Tuesday. Let's see. So count if. So if you look at the count if mapping, the first thing is the range, and then the second thing is the criteria. So like I said, this is a guide when you're using functions, right? So the range is going to be this. Now I'm going to select this and I'm going to use open. Um, so count if, select, and use F4 to lock it. Cell referencing. Okay. So the dollar sign, okay, let me just finish this. So we've selected the range. In fact, I should show you how it is first, how it will be error not, the error before the reason it will help learn. But so first in the range, right? So I select the range, comma. The next thing, the criteria. And the criteria is so we want to count the number of goods. So if this is good, we put a quote. and 8. Oh, nice. That worked. So this counted the number of goods. So if we do it manually, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this did the job for you. Counted number of goods. Let's see how many bads there are. I'm just going to change the good to bad. And there you have it, 5. The goods are more than the bads. That's a good thing. So count if counts based on set criterias, right? So what do we count here? Um, well, of course, it's not going to be for this. Let's try something. Let us count. So let's count how many, what would make sense now? Let's count how many orders were were bought online. How many items were bought online? Each column represents an item, right? So this is item type. They have their order ID. So each row represents, each row represents an order. So let us see how many orders were made online. So it could be online and offline. We can do that. So there could be a question from your shareholders who want to know how many of these orders came from our online or offline store. Yes. So count if let us do something. I'm just going to type online here. I'm going to do offline here. Type offline. And so equal to count if. Count if. First in the range. I'll go to this sheet and select the range. The range is our column D. I just click on the D and it highlights the whole column. Right. So count if selected the range. This is our formula bar. The formulas will always be on the formula bar. The range, comma, and the criteria. Our criteria is, I think the first one was offline. So I'll go to Sheets and select online and hit enter. So I could enter it manually. I could just type it manually, but I mean, if this was a dynamic cell, if we're going to change it and all, most times you want things automated in data analytics so that you don't have to keep changing the formulas. However, I could as well just put online here in double quotes and I'll still get the same figure. So same thing goes, but I mean, let's keep things dynamic. I think I should even move this here. It may be more presentable. So I'll do it again. Count if the range. First thing is the range. You select the range you want to count. I'll put a comma. And then the next thing is the criteria. So my criteria is online. I'll just select it here. And I hit enter, 50. Now the beauty of doing cell referencing rather than entering it manually is that you can drag down and it will apply to the other one. Okay. So it's 50-50. If I select this, you see it's referencing colon N5. For this one, it was referencing colon N4, colon N5. But if I had entered it manually online here and I drag it down, I'd still need to change it to offline. I mean, if you had a lot of criterias, it would be very tedious for you. And I'm going to show you a typical example right now. Let us go, let us use, let us use the items. So I'm going to select an item. I'm going to select this colon. Go here and we paste here. We have our list of items here, but I want to get the unique ones. These are duplicates, so I want to remove duplicates. So I'll go to the data tab and I'll see remove duplicates and click on it. Once you select it, it removes all the duplicates and you just have unique values. Okay. So I have shown how to remove duplicates also in this session. I hope we got that because we ask questions. I mean, we're going to assess all this. Another way we can get the unique items, the unique values of a colon that has multiple of the same thing is to use a function called unique. The unique function, which I'm just going to do it here. It's not in all versions. I don't know. I don't think it's in Office 2019 or below, but I know it's in Office 2021 and Office 365. But we can confirm it might just be in Office 2019. So equal to unique. So the unique function. Now the array. So basically all you need to do is to select the row, the colon rather, or the row, whatever you want to get the unique value for, and hit enter, and there you have it. So this came up like pretty easy. This 0, I think it has to do with blanks. Yes, so if I select just the cells with the values up to 101, so I'll just change the range from C1 to C101. It will take away from row C1 to row 101. You see the 0 is gone. So the 0 just accounts for blanks. So there you have it, the unique function. We have learned that. So we add that to our gallery of learnings. Even though it's not a logical function, let me keep a space. But yeah, we have learned that on the go. So like I said, the other thing is, oh, yes. The other thing is, okay, I hope we took note of how to duplicate. Yes. Rather, how to remove duplicates. You select the colon you want to remove duplicates on, and go to, well, for me, of course, I don't want to tamper with this data. I copied it out, Control C. I came out here, Control V, selected the colon, went to data, data tab, and went to remove duplicates. Selecting it, I clicked on OK, and it kept only the unique values. Yes. So for our COUNTIF function for these items, I'll just call the header count. So we want to count how many of the orders were baby food, cereals, office, and da 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 da. Here we would see the advantage of cell referencing as opposed to entering the values one after the other. Imagine if there was a long list and you had to enter it one after the other. It's going to be stressful. So equal to count if, select the range. So the range is here, this is our data set. This is the range. Remember, each row represents an order, right? They have their unique order IDs. So I select the range, and the next thing is the comma. The next thing is, please ensure you put the comma before you go back to your order sheets, else it's just going to scatter the formula. The next thing is the criteria. So we put the range, then criteria. And I'm going to select this item, baby food, because that's my criteria. I click on it. So 7 counts. Now, if I drag this down, this gives me the number of counts every number of times every of these items occurred. Imagine if I had to enter food, baby food here, baby food, I think shall come cereal and all that. It is going to be tedious. Okay. So another thing we can do is to sort our items. Most times it's good to sort our items in the right order. So we can come to filter. How do we get to filter? Can someone help me? Someone that is not James or Koi. Sharp, 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 sharp. We're 1 hour down and there is still so much to do that we have to cover. Okay, AD, please. Thank you. How do we get the filter?
Good evening, sir.
Hmm.
Control Shift L will take you to shifter.
Control Shift
Filter.
L. Or what is the manual process, the full, rather the full process?
Okay,
How
you
do
go to data.
data? Okay.
Yeah. Then on the ribbon, there is filter there.
Okay, data tools. Sorry. Okay, yeah. So there's a filter option here. So it's
Yes.
not. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So there's also the sort option here. I actually want to sort this, right? So you can sort, if you click on the sort icon, you see sort by, and I can just select, so you see item name. If you select item name, it will sort in alphabetical order, but I want to sort by count. There's option of count and click on OK. So it's just going to sort that from the highest to lowest. Alternatively, if you have your filter on, you can just come down and then you see the options of sort from smallest to the largest, which usually gets funny really when there are formulas in it. Largest to smallest. Okay, this is all funny right now. You know? Uh, okay, yeah, so because there are formulas in it, it gets all tricky. If I take out the formulas, copy and paste as values, let's see if it's going to sort. Sorting from lowest to long, yeah, and largest to smallest. Voila. Because there are no formulas. Okay, so that's for our count if function. So here we got the count of each of the items on the list. So, sorry, I guess that was my network. It is going forward. Just to confirm I'm audible. Can I be heard? Am I breaking? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So I need help now for this count if. I want someone to guide me. I want to know the number of orders that were placed in each region here, back to back. Okay, who is gonna help me out? Extra 5 marks for anybody that helps me, wherever the 5 marks is entering. Nobody? I don't believe this. I'm gonna call names. No, James, hold on. James, hold on. I want someone else. Any other person?
Okay, sir, can I try?
Mm, Jeremiah, hold on. I'll come back to you if if I need. Hope, are you there? Can you give it a shot? If you can't, it's okay to say so for now. Oh, but if you can, great.
Okay, sorry, I didn't really get your question. Like, from which column are we getting the COUNTIF?
Okay, so the count if so we want to get the number of items per region.
Okay, per region.
Yeah, so the region column. So just guide me on what to do end to end. Then if you would rather not, you can say so, that is fine. At this point, maybe. But if you can,
Yes,
sure.
please. Yes, please. It's something I have to go through.
Okay,
Please, Mr. Chester.
yes, please.
Sorry, I'm saying this now,
Okay.
but we say that you need to be a bit, I don't know. You say you were going to be give the advantage, more advantage to those that don't have any knowledge at all. But I think today's class is a bit fast for me, and I don't know. It's not like I'm dragging, but I think when I rewatch the video, I think I will get a better understanding.
Okay,
Sorry, I could not.
it feels strong somehow. It's
No, I
getting
am good. I mean, the way the numbers are going, all the formulas, everything is just coming once,
scary.
Like,
Okay.
just
Okay.
like taking, I have to rewatch it, take it at a time to really get and feel, everything.
Okay, this is very good feedback. Thank you for that. I would try to manage my pace. Thank you. Okay. Eddie, is there a question that you want to attempt?
Yes, I want to attempt.
Okay. All right, let's give it a shot. So guide me, please.
So we go to our sheet where Can you
Yeah,
take us to
you're
our
breaking.
sheet?
You're breaking. Or is it me? I'm not sure. I can hear
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Are you hearing me clearly?
It's
Okay,
breaking.
just take us to our sheet. First of all, hello. Are you hearing me now?
Yes, yes. Please go on.
Okay, you say equal to count if.
Count if. So you know the
I'm not
tax, right?
saying, yeah, yes, I know the tax.
Okay. So guide me.
Okay, equal to count if.
Where should I put the equal to count if?
You put it on S1 because we're counting the number of orders.
S1 here.
So, yes,
Or
S2
S1.
rather.
S2, okay. So
Yeah,
so
S2
just
equal.
to mention, okay? The task is for region. We want to know how many items
Okay, let's.
came from the region. We had done for item, how many items per item type? How many orders per item type? Now we want how many orders per region. Okay? Did you get that?
Sorry, I didn't get it clearly.
So earlier on we did item types, right? We did count of orders. You know, each column represents an order, right? And from what we saw, there are 100 columns actually. 101 because the header is counted. 100 columns, so 100 items here. Now for the region, we want a count if we want to know how many orders were placed for each region. Okay, so maybe let's try some other person. Jeremiah, your hand was up earlier. You want a shot? You want to give it a shot?
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we want to select the item time. So let's select the regions and remove the duplicates in the next sheet.
Okay, so what do I do? Select the region column.
So yeah, let the arrow, yes, select it.
Okay. You're guiding us to
Yeah,
do.
go
I
to it.
selected it. What next?
Okay. Okay. So go to a new sheet. I mean, yeah, the new sheet in this.
This other sheet.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, paste it.
You didn't tell me to copy, you didn't tell me to select.
Sorry, please copy.
Because you're teaching all of us, right?
Oh, sorry.
So come here and copy. So right click and
Yes, copy,
copy
paste,
or Control
and
C.
paste.
So I come
Control
here
C then
and
Control V.
paste, right? Right click and
Yes. Yes.
paste or Control V.
Yes.
Okay, so just before you continue, everyone, a something we have to learn right quickly. I know we've been saying a lot of it, so we're going to be using a lot of copy and paste. So copy, paste, copy is Control plus C, and paste is Control plus V. Okay? Basically, you see the control icon on your keyboard, control, and then the alphabet. So control and V for paste, control C for copy. So you copy and paste. Yes. So please, Jeremiah, thank you. Let's go on. Jeremiah, where are you? Sorry for interrupting. Please go on.
Okay, sorry. Yes.
Tell
So
us.
let's select this,
So select,
the
okay.
region again. Yes, then remove the duplicate. In the
So
option
go
table in
to
the data tab.
so we'll go to data, the data
Yes.
source, remove duplicates.
Yes.
Select and select OK. Then we
So
have okay.
yes. So let's come here, the next cell within the next, the next
Next
column actually.
next column, okay.
The next column. Yeah. So let's just name it the count of
Okay.
orders, basically.
Okay.
Count of orders.
I should put
So okay, then no, that's fine. So let's
okay.
put equals to here. Yeah,
Equals
equals
to
to, yes, count if,
okay.
yes, count if, then the range will go to the orders. We'll go to the orders in the next column.
Which
The
is it?
criteria where we use to, yes, I mean the next sheet.
That's the sheet.
That is
Yes,
the,
let's be specific so that people are watching, right?
so the sample sales,
So sample sales
record.
record, okay.
Yes. So we'll go to the item type channel. Is it the item type or the other ID? Sorry, you said we want to know the number of orders per region, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. So
So the
let's
formula
use
is
the,
basically range, right?
yes,
Range
the
and
range,
criteria.
the
So basically the
criteria.
range
Yes.
is what you where you want to select the data
Where we
from,
want to search.
right?
Yes.
Exactly. And then the criteria is what you're searching for.
Searching for. So let's
Okay.
go to, yes. So let's go to the
Sample sales record.
sales records. Yes. So
Okay.
let's select on the item type.
Item type, okay.
Let's select that column. So that will be our range. Then we
Okay.
put comma. Yes, we
Okay.
put comma. And the criteria will be on that. Yeah, we can select Australia because that's Australia and Oceania.
That's here.
That's the first. I would have said let us do it with the sheet one
Okay.
where we are
Go to sheet
practicing.
one
Yeah.
and
So
select.
let's click Oceania. So
Okay.
let's close that.
And hit enter.
Enter. Let's hit enter.
0. Okay. And we drag down 0, 0, 0.
So something is wrong somewhere.
Apparently. Okay. So who wants to help out? Who observed something? Who wants to give it a shot? Thank you, Jeremiah. Good attempt. Yeah. Any other person? Thank you again, Hope, for calling me to order. In my head, we're going to clear all these things this night. But quality is better than speed. Please, whose hand was James? Please let me have you. I apologize. You want to give it a shot?
So it's as if you run it again.
I should run it again. No, no wahala. Let's try. Okay, so what do I do? I should clear everything, but oh,
No, I don't think you need to. It's just
okay.
the process.
Okay, you said you feel I should run it again, like not you
Yes.
guide me. Okay. It's like Abdul Latif wants to give it a shot. Okay. Okay. Lesson, do you want to give it a shot? Your video is on. Is that a sign? Okay, Eddie is back. Eddie, let's have you.
All right, so are you there? So,
Yes, yes, yes.
okay, so you say equal to following from the one is on already
Ah,
is on the right track. So go to count. We
Eddie,
say
I feel like you have this answer, but your network is
equal
blocking you.
to count if
Eddie, you're not audible. You're inaudible. Okay. Uh, maybe I just do. Let me just run through it again. I think for tonight we'll just dwell in counts, in if and count if. Yes. So let me paint a scenario. Remember our count, right? What the count function does is, who can tell me what the difference between count and count A? And yes, what they do. Anybody? That should be an easy one. We'll jot on that. Please let's respond. Time.
Count every only numbers, while count A counts
No, yeah, okay.
both numbers and letters.
Okay, okay, that's fine. So thank you, okay. Counts, the count function counts cells with numbers only. Why count A counts cells with values in its numbers or whatsoever it is, as far as it's not blank. So in summary, the count function, when you are using the count function, it is counting cells, right? It is counting the cells in a particular range. When you're talking of a range, a selected range. If I select this like this is the range I have selected. If I select B, this is the range. If I select from, right? If I select this is the range I have selected. Okay? So if I wanted to count and do a count here, it's going to count all the cells. So whenever we are dealing with counts, we are counting cells, okay, in a selected range. So coming to this now, let's say, for example, this region, we want to count each, we want to count how many orders were made. Remember, each row represents one order entry. If you notice in column G, they have their different order numbers, right? So if we want to count each, we want to count the rows that have, like the regions that have, how many orders per region? We have this region column. Then we have That means for every place you see this region, it represents one other entry for that region. Like you have Sub-Saharan Africa here, Sub-Saharan Africa here. These are different orders for that region. So we want to count how many of these orders in this column represent each of the regions. So what I just do, since I don't have any column or data that has these items isolated already in the enable, I just come to this column and copy this to, say, another sheet, right? Yeah. So I do this, and because I want the unique values, I remove duplicates, data, remove duplicates. I click on OK. When I do that, only one item of each region comes to play. Okay? Yeah. So the idea is to just have a single value. So I'm going to do my count. So I'll just call this number of orders. If we do a count if, remember we are counting with a condition. We're counting with a criteria. If is a conditional statement, actually, like a logical statement. So count if. Now the range is the area you want to count, right? And then the criteria is what you want to what you want to base your count on. So here we want to count this range in this sheet, range A, right? This column A. Want to count this selected range. Remember, our range is what we select, the area of we want to count. So since the region, all these regions are in this column A, we want to count how many times each of these regions appear in this column. That would give us the number of orders from this region. Okay? So if we're just looking at this part I highlighted, let me just put it in yellow, or well, this color. We're just looking at these items highlighted for focus. If each row represents an order, can someone tell me how many orders came from Sub-Saharan Africa just by counting? Please, I need an answer. Just count and tell me how many orders are from Sub-Saharan Africa.
Eight.
How many? I didn't hear you, please.
8.
8. Thank you. Thank you. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. How about from Oceania? How many?
2. Okay, 3.
1,
It's 3.
2, 3. Beautiful. Asia, how about that?
It's 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Europe.
4.
4. 1,
4.
2, 3, 4. Okay. Which one have I missed? Central America and the Caribbean.
2.
2. Okay.
2.
2. Beautiful. Okay. So we have been able to make this count. So from this this select, we've been able to like manually get the count. Okay? But then we work with crazy data. There is something called big data. Like imagine if you have sales records for over a long period of time and you have to analyze it. You cannot do this by counting. You burn out or you are prone to mistakes, right? However, if you're using functions, I mean, that's where functions and formulas come into play, right? So that's the logic behind this right now. We've been able to count, um, sorry. We've been able to count each of these based on the criteria. So this was our selected range, right? This was the selected range. And for each of them, so what I was asking when I said count how many Australia and Asia and Oceania are, it is more like saying from this range, count count if it is Australia and Oceania. Range, this is the range, then the criteria, Australia and Oceania. Count if, for count if the function um is what? Range and criteria. So this is the range, the selected part, and then the criteria is what we're counting. So for Europe, from this selected range, from row 1 to row 23, that is the range. Count if it is Europe. So that is what this formula does for us. I don't know. I don't know if that helps. Are we clear on that? Response, please. Or
Yes,
should I
yes.
further explain? Okay. So now we've understood that. Now this function is going to help us. So now that's what I want to do here. Australia and Asia, we want to now get the individual count for this. Our range is going to be from from row, I mean the whole of the region row, right? Up to 101. Row 2 to 101. We want to know how many times each of these items appeared because that's how we'll know the number of orders placed from them. So there goes the formula again. Count if. So when we enter the formula, we see the range and the criteria. So what is our range? Our range, we'll go to the sales record and maybe for ease, we select the whole of it, of this range. Then I put a comma. After we select the range, we go to criteria. And our criteria is Australia and Oceania. I click on it, close my brackets, and I hit enter. And it gives me the count as 11. Now I drag it down and it applies to each of the rows because so as you drag down, this is T. No, we're referencing this guy, T2. When you drag it down, it goes to T3. See? Come next, T4 and all. So that is what we call relative referencing. I promise to show us to talk about cell referencing in the next class. where we would look at relative and what's the other name? And absolute cell referencing. Yeah, this would help in further computations. So I don't know if we got this right. Did we understand it? Answer now. It's going to come out in assignment.
Yes.
In
Yes.
fact, okay, if Hope understood it, then we all understood it. Right? Because she's the only one that asked. So any questions so far? No questions. Okay. So let us do one more. Simple one. Oh, I already did the counts with this. That was the offline cells. Okay, so let us work with the other priority. Let us get the counts for other priority. Who's going to give it a shot? So how many items came on H? Let me put a filter and note there should be like 4 other priorities, H, L, M, C. Yeah. So let's know how many items came from each of them. I'm going to do the easy parts. Crowded and perhaps just remove duplicates. Okay. So who's gonna help out? I want a lady in the class to help. Anybody? Who's going to represent the ladies? T has been quiet. T, are you there? I have not felt your pulse. This class is very quiet today. Oh. Is it getting tough already? Okay. Gentlemen, anybody to the rescue? Wow. So if nobody's responding, it means we don't understand it. That would be my assumption.
Can I answer?
Oh, James, hold on. James, I know you are a sharp guy. Just I'll come back to you, but I want some other person, some other people. Time is going.
Hello. Okay. Are we
Mm-hmm.
doing exactly the way we did the region?
We,
The
we,
number
we
of
just want to
orders.
find out. I mean, yeah, we want to know the number of orders. So we have the data here where we have
Okay.
a colon, other priorities. I have
Okay.
selected the unique values. And
Okay.
yeah, basically what I want is the number of orders.
Okay. It's equals to if you selected it from the order priority down to 100 and yes, ND. When you
Sorry?
select when you select from the order of priority, that's from the
Yeah,
H down.
yeah.
Mm. Yes, yes. Okay.
Oh, I should just select. Okay.
Okay, you go back to
Should I
the other sheet.
copy it, so I should just select it?
No, no, you're copying it. You have to
Oh,
copy.
okay,
Like I
okay.
get. Okay, say equals to count.
Wait, well, I've just copied it. What am I to do with it?
No, you go into the other page, the sheet one, and go on
Okay,
where the cost is showing green under the number of orders.
I should put it here. I should paste
No,
it
you
here.
first write. No, you paste it now. Like equals to.
Okay, so basically this copying, what is the essence of this copying? In fact, let me even clear the one I did. I'm not doing it again. Tell me what to do. Because you told me copy and then you are telling me to paste. So I think you already start afresh and I'd already done some parts. So I copy this, right? That's the colon. And I come and I should paste it, right? Have I lost you, Hope? Oh, I have lost you. Are you there?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you. I was not getting it. It was cracking my end.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. You can hear me now?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes. So I copied from here that
Hello?
colon, the other priority colon, and I pasted
Hello?
it here. Oh, network. Please just to confirm whether it's from me. Can any other person hear me? Let me be sure it's not from me. Can you hear me? Are you sure it's your network or my network? Because my network outed. Okay. Maybe both networks. Dami, yes. Dami, please help us.
Okay, so I think I need to.
Your voice is low,
Okay,
distant.
we are to remove the duplicates
Okay.
by clicking the column W. Yes, then
Can
remove
you be more audible? We're also
yes, click
recording so
the
that someone can.
column. Okay, column W. Then the remove duplicates.
Okay. Okay. Great.
Yes. Then I think we want to count the number of orders to each other priority, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So I think we can put number of orders in column X.
Come again.
Number of orders, column Y.
Okay. So I can put number of orders. Okay.
Then Y2, yes, Y2. Then count if
Sorry.
uh, count if
I should just type count
equals
if.
to count if, no, like
Okay.
equals to
Okay. Equal
count
count if.
count
Okay.
if then go to our sheet one, so select the range.
So for the range, I go to where?
Yeah. Sample, what's that?
Sample
Sample, the
sales
first sheet
record.
where you, yeah, sales record.
Okay. To get the range.
Our range is the other priority. That's column E,
Arrange with other priority. Why is our arrange other priority?
because that's like the column we are considering to look for the number of orders from that column.
That's beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
So I've
Then
selected other priority.
now, yes, we go to our
So you put
task
a
for
comma.
odd
Please
comma,
ensure to
yes.
put a comma before you go back to the other sheet,
Mm,
right?
uh,
Else
yes.
it would reference that sheet. Yeah. So once you've selected the range, you put a comma. Okay. Tell us.
Then space. Then the next, go back to the sheet one. Then click on cell X2, yes. Enter.
Order priority, and hit enter. Okay.
Then
And if we drag down, we'll have the number of orders for each order priority. Thank you, Dami.
yes, I have a question.
Yes, please ask.
So if you want to, like, for example, let's use the item type. If
If you
you
want to
want to
what?
like
Your
if
voice
you want
is
to
really
count,
low.
like we counted the number of orders per item type.
Yes.
Yes. If
Yes,
you
yes,
also want
yes.
to find, like, for example, baby food. If you want to find the number of offline orders for baby food, like want to differentiate between the online and offline orders for baby food, is there a way we can use the count if to like do the whole um operation at once?
Okay, that's a very good question. Um, Very good question. So yes, it can be done. We can use the we can use the count if to count that. We'll just have to use that in the criterias, right? But then we can't just use the count if as a standalone. We'll have to mix it with that and,
And okay,
yes, and the and function. Yes, I so but we're not gonna get into that
okay,
today. We'll get there when we reach and we'll just take it step by step because of the learning, like nature of everybody learning. I'm trying to take things slowly so that we'll all grasp right. But yes, we're going to look at that. We're going to look at that, and maybe just to encourage everyone, this is this is probably gonna be the challenging part of the learning for you. All right. After all this, you're going to experience some sweeter parts of 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 it, and you probably hate me for passing you through this, but you'd eventually appreciate. Yeah. So you just have to follow through. So to answer your question, Dami, yes, so we're going to also look at how we can, like from this data, when we want to see, oh, which products, um, we can look at which products from the region Australia and Oceania were baby item foods and were bought offline, all in one formula. So that's when we like mix formula, multiple criteria, that's what it's called. So if we look at this, we'll be looking at count ifs, we'll be looking at count if, some ifs, and ifs, basically multiple criterias. Okay. For these single ones, we can also use and or to juxtapose to um, tie two or more criteria together. Yes. So initially, these ifs functions were not there. You may not find them in the earlier versions of the Excel if you're using those. But if you are using the later versions, you'll find them. So we're going to look at how to work with them either ways if we have these ifs or if we do not have them. Okay. So more questions, please. Then we've looked at the if function and the count if function, right? We talked about filters, we looked at duplicates and all. So from what we looked at today, are there any questions? Count uh, if the if function and the count if function. So okay, can I assume we all understand it? It's one thing that is, Mr. Deole, do you want to say something?
881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881. 881.
Okay, so I can assume everybody understands it, or would go back and study it. There is so much silence. The class has never been this quiet. What's happening?
So please, I have a question.
Yes, please ask. I love questions.
Okay, so when this item type,
Okay.
yes, your baby food is serving the same thing with mine, every other thing, but there's a slight difference with in this fruits. Yours is 9, mine is 10. I don't know such occasions. What happens?
Sorry, in which one?
Fruits. Yours is 9, while mine is 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you working with your computer right now?
Yes.
Are you in this meeting with your computer?
No, no.
Oh, so that'd be nice for you to share your screen.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so basically, can you read out the formula on like check your formula bar, click on your fruits, check your formula bar and tell me what's there. Just read it out.
There's no formula. I didn't use formula for the fruits.
So how are you
Oh.
now getting 10?
Okay, 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 okay. Count if
Go on, please.
equals to count if, then sample cells records.
Yeah.
Yeah, then C through C.
See what?
C through C, C colon C,
Okay.
comma, then sample cells records,
Okay.
then exclamation C5.
Hmm. Exclamation C5.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So basically what you did is why are you
I
exclamation
think the C5 is
C5
because my
fruits?
sheet one, the sheet one is, the fruit is on row 5. That's why.
Row 5. Did you lock the cell?
I don't know how they did it.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
I did that.
exactly. Yeah. So what you did is that you referenced the same what do you call it? Cell. You reference the same. How do I put it? How do I put this? Uh, so C5 is what you're referencing.
Yes, sir.
Is it? Oh, I wish I could have a screenshot. Can you like take a snapshot and send on the meeting link?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, if you can do that quickly, that would be nice.
I think my fruit also is 10.
Your fruit is 10. Oh, let me quickly check in case the mistake is from me. I'll just do a filter and check. Oh, and then there's 10 here. So the fault is from me. 10. So let me see where I made my mistake. Oh, okay. Yes, yes, yes. So see the problem. So if I select my formula, see it's referencing household, right? I'm sure if you check your household, it's going to be 9.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I
Yeah,
was doing the
yeah.
whole filter thing and sorting, yes, that's what I was trying to explain. It messes up the whole formula. So thank you for that correction. To fix it, so the first one is correct, baby food. So I'll just drag it down again, and it's just going to correct fruits. Thank you for that observation. Wait one, wait one, wait one. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so I'm going to ensure this video is published tonight. Let us revisit it. Practice. If you have any questions, please, you don't need to wait for Tuesday. You can always drop a message on the group, or even enter my DM if you want some privacy inquiry. And even though dropping on the group will help other people learn too. So drop on the group or any way you feel comfortable and reach out, right? I'll drop this video, and by tomorrow I'm going to drop an if and count if assessment. Yeah, so for every class we're going to have practice, tests, null. Okay. So by Tuesday we would continue. We will start with cell referencing, just have a good grasp on it, and then we'll continue with some ifs and the rest of them. Okay. So thank you, everybody.